I know you say you're campaigning for president, but Bernie Sanders, Rand Paul, they've missed fewer than 10 votes. You're up at 59 or 60.
Well, everyone needs to run their own campaign. I can tell you that in the history of presidential politics, people have, when they've been running for politics in the Senate, they've missed votes. And I'm not missing votes because I'm on vacation.
But this many votes?
But actually, this is lower than what other people have missed. I'm running for president so that the votes they take in the Senate are actually meaningful again. A lot of these votes won't mean anything.
That, of course, Florida Senator Marco Rubio explaining to CNN's Jamie Gangel why his Senate voting record leaves a little something to be desired. And when I say it leaves something to be desired, I mean that the Florida senator has missed more floor votes than any senator this year. Any senator this year, not to mention his status as a frequent no-show at committee hearings and intelligence briefings. Now, with friends of Rubio telling the media that the senator hates his job as a United States senator, Mr. Rubio is finally getting the media attention that he had previously been unable to attract in his run for the GOP nomination. But it's not happening in a particularly good way. Let's take a look at this message recorded by the editorial board of Florida's influential Sun-Sentinel newspaper.
Senator Rubio, wake up, do your job, and stop complaining. It's that simple. Taxpayers provide you with $174,000 a year to do your job. Do you know how many Florida families would kill for a third of that much money each year? Along with that pay, you get perks and publicity. And you're using every ounce of those resources to run away from your day job.
All right, so that has to sting a bit. But is the Sun-Sentinel right? If Rubio doesn't want to fully perform his job, don't the people of Florida deserve a lot more from their junior senator, Joe Concha?
Dan Vasquez is the editor-in-chief of the Sun-Sentinel. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that he voted for President Obama and had no problem with the fact that President Obama, when he was running for president, in the same amount of time that Marco Rubio has been running for president, missed more votes.
Is that a fact?
Yes, it is. 56.3% of votes President Obama missed compared to 53.8%. And look, these are nothing to brag about,
right.
But let's call a spade a spade. During one quarter, when Hillary was running for president in 2007, she missed 83.5% of votes.
All right, but
I think we're picking on Rubio because of the letter next to his name.
Your point is fair, and I suspect that is the letter next to his name. However, he also has a reason to complain about this senator versus the other two because it's his state. Those people, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, didn't represent him and the people in Florida that he serves.
I get it.
So,
selective outrage,
is he right?
my friend.
Well, no, I think that he might be right, but this is purely political. Let's not pretend that it isn't. This is a message that was picked up simultaneously by Jeb Bush's campaign and Hillary Clinton's campaign. It's aimed expressly at donors. This is not a message that translates to real voters. Real voters don't care about this sort of thing. It's certainly not going to matter in the general election. And what's more, I think it doesn't really hurt Marco Rubio because it reflects how disjointed his opponent's messaging is. They're saying, listen, we really hate Congress, we really hate Washington, but you better get back to work and do more there. This is a completely disjointed message. It doesn't connect. So it really just
if he's skipping intelligence briefings, if he's skipping...
He's skipping procedural votes. He's not skipping the votes that matter.
Well, that's not an intelligence briefing. That's a vote.
That's right.
So, yeah,
but we're talking about votes. We're not talking about briefings.
Well, we are actually. We're talking about committee assignments. We're talking about briefings. He's just not showing up.
I can remember some pretty recent hearings, some pretty important foreign affairs committee hearings where he was front and center.
The day he announced, he actually flew back to Washington for one of those votes and one briefing. He didn't go to Iowa. He didn't go to New Hampshire. But I think you're right. The bottom line is there is frustration, but it is political. The truth is, Cruz's voting record is much worse. It's just not this year. He missed something like 25 or 26% of the votes as opposed to 19. I think the real issue is...
Well, let me ask that question, though. Then you raised that with Cruz. If he's doing worse than Cruz in voting this year, they're both running for president. Why?
Because I think they actually do want to be president. There is real frustration. And I think the real issue here is that when he says he hates his job, that's what people get upset about. And it really comes down to the fact, and McCain said it best, you can get away with it if your constituency backs you. He doesn't have real deep support in Florida, and so they're making an issue of it. If Floridians were backing Marco Rubio, he'd be in good shape. No one would care.
So it's not just the home newspaper that's getting on Marco Rubio's case. Oh, Donald Trump has frequently gone, you know, I never know when we're going to see a film or if we're going to read it. Donald Trump has frequently gone after Florida Senator on the topic, as he did in a September 22nd tweet reading, Rubio is totally owned by the lobbyist and special interest, a lightweight senator with the worst voting record in the Senate. Lazy. Rubio's also taken some jibes on the matter from his old friend and alleged mentor, as Noah here pointed out, Jeb Bush. The question is, does America care? You already said that they don't care. I think they do, Brad.
I think they care, but they care more about having a candidate they want. Like I said, if he had real deep support in Florida, this would be a non-issue. It becomes a proxy issue. It's just it's important, but it's not that important.
Well, how do we know that he doesn't have deep support? Do you think he would have lost if he had run again next year for Senate?
I don't know, but I know this. I don't think that he's generating the kind of excitement he hopes to in his home state or anywhere else. We see where his numbers are, and I think that's really what it comes down to. If people really want you, they'll look past this stuff. If they don't, then it becomes a big deal.
Well, in the short time we have, look, we all know that Rubio's in his first term. This is the 5th year of his first term. Does he have enough experience to be President, Joe?
According to President Obama, he has plenty of experience.
I was waiting for that. Is that the measuring stick now, considering you don't think he did very well, Obama?
Absolutely no. If we're going to measure votes and we're going to measure experience, then he's going to point right to his predecessor and say, where were you?
Where were you?
6 years ago, 7 years ago.
All right. Well, we want to know what you think about this. Has Marco Rubio neglected his responsibilities to his constituents back in Florida? And if so, should he now resign in order to continue his run for the presidency? Let us know by leaving a comment at newsmaxtv.com/comments. Coming up, Hillary Clinton hit the late night talk show couch last night with Colbert. How'd she do?